Okay, welcome. So we're going to go through another yoga class. You can, of course, follow this later on after we do the recording. So today's class is going to be about an hour long. So when it comes to yoga sessions, so yoga classes themselves, at least in my personal experience, when I first started taking yoga classes, just as a practitioner going to yoga studio, it was very common for the yoga class to be an hour and a half long. I've taken a couple of the Ashtanga Vinyasa yoga classes, and those at the minimum seem to be like 1 hour, or excuse me, 1.5 hours long. They're usually longer than that, considering you go through the sequence of postures, the predetermined sequence. And then as I started teaching and I got exposure to other yoga studios and more of like a gym type environments, the yoga classes fluctuated in terms of time. In the corporate world, you might have just 30 minutes to put together a yoga class, 30 to 45 minutes. An hour tends to be a long time for working professionals if they're going to take time away from work to go and do something. They usually have just their lunch break, which tends to be about an hour, right? So we need some time for commute, maybe eating a snack afterwards, and those sorts of things. So 30 minutes to 45 minutes could be the standard length of time in a corporate setting, maybe even a gym setting. So as we experience yoga classes either as a student or even as a yoga teacher, yoga professional, we don't have to necessarily prescribe ourselves to an hour and a half or an hour and 15 minutes. The class can be as long as you need as a student to practice, or as long as you as an instructor want to teach for. I've gotten into the groove of doing more of around an hour long yoga class, and so typically that's if I'm teaching a class just from inspiration, just in a gym setting, I can do it for an hour and not really need to look at a clock. So you do get that familiarity of teaching, right? But anyway, so our class today is going to be about an hour long, and we're going to be doing in a hybrid class. We say Hatha Vinyasa Yoga. The Vinyasa class might be sort of a little bit quicker movement of postures on the mat, flowing in and out of the pose with each breath. A Hatha class might hold the pose for a little bit longer, 5 or more breaths. So we'll do a hybrid there, right? We're going to flow through poses with the movement of our breath, and we will hold and sustain poses and settle into them in that Hatha sort of perspective. All right, so we're going to start our class actually on our backs today. We're going to start in our corpse pose, savasana. So go ahead and make your way onto your yoga mat and lay down on your back. And I would say have your feet at the top of your mat, where you would stand for Tadasana, just to make that transition off the floor a little easier. Of course, you can lay however you'd like to, but we're going to be starting in Savasana. So I'm going to get there, and I'll join you there. All right, so Savasana, again, is corpse pose. So we want to let the body completely relax. So once you make your way onto your back, roll the shoulder blades together, let the palms be facing up towards the sky. Allow the eyes to close. And so starting in Savasana is no different really than starting seated or starting standing, right? We still want to bring our attention and awareness into the present moment. So take this moment, I don't want to use that same word over and over, but moment, right? This now, what is happening right now? Explore your body in this now moment, right? What does it feel like to be laying on the ground, right? Can you feel each physical part of the material body, right? How many toes do you have? Can you feel each of your toes? Can you feel each of your fingers? Can you feel the soles of your feet or the palms of the hands? Right? The backs of the hands or the tops of the feet. Right? Can we penetrate some deeper layers than the superficial layer? Can we feel the bones of the foot, the bones of the hands? And then take that sort of idea and start to explore the rest of your body, right? The legs and the arms, the shoulders and the hips, the abdomen and the chest, the neck and the head. And notice as you're exploring your body how even each moment, however solid it feels, there's a transition to a different type of sensation, right? So a little tickle might start off feeling like a pinprick or a little tingle, right? Then it could maybe turn into a scratchy type sensation, or maybe a dull ache in our back or our knees, right? That throbbing sensation. It starts off prominent, we can observe it, and then it fades away. And maybe it comes back. There's a constant ebb and flow of sensations that we are going to perceive on our bodies. So be curious. Don't let your mind slip away from how you feel in the physical present moment. So we've grounded, right? We're grounding in the physical. We're grounding in the present moment. And now let's incorporate our mindful breathing, right? The yoga breathing. So when we say a yogic breath could be just consciously breathing, right? Choosing an inhale and exhale. A yogic breath could be the 3-part breath, which we would say, right? Do 3-part breathing. Or the yoga breath could also be the Ujjayi pranayama, right? Where we have a little opening in the glottis of the throat, a little constriction in our upper mouth. Inhaling through the nose into the sinuses, letting everything whirl around in the neck. So a couple different ways we can interpret the yoga breath, but as long as we are consciously breathing, right, we are practicing a yogic breath, because yoga is about being in the present moment, unifying our awareness with the present moment. So choosing your inhale and exhale, let's start to move our body, start to circle the ankles. So we're just taking the ankles and circling, right? So you're making big circles with your feet. And your feet could go in the same direction, so we could be making circles to the right, or we could be making circles to the left, or maybe your feet are going opposite of one another. It doesn't matter what you do, but just make circles with the ankles, and then switch directions. So if you've gone to the right, go to the left. If you've gone to the left, go to the right. If you've made circles going in, make circles going out. Alright, let's do the same thing with our wrists. So just bending the elbows so that your hands are off of the ground. Start to make circles with your wrists and your ankles. So both wrists and both ankles are making circles. And then switch directions, of course. After a couple of circles in one direction, go the opposite way. Alright, we're going to warm up our shoulders a little bit here, and that's just like making snow angels, but on our back. So take the arms back down to the ground, palms are facing up towards the ceiling. As you inhale, just sweep the backs of the hands along the floor, reaching what is overhead for you. So your opposite direction of your feet. We're keeping our arms on the floor. Bring the arms back alongside the body as you exhale. So we're inhaling, Snow angels on our floor, yoga angels on the mat. Exhale, bring the arms back alongside the body. Just like that. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, bring those arms down. Good. Do 2 more. Big inhale. And exhale. Okay, 1 more time. Inhale. And last time. Exhale. Okay, what we're going to do here is take the arms out to the sides like a T. Go ahead and cross the arms over your chest. So just like you're giving yourself a little hug. And just squeeze the arms in, maybe rock the upper body a little side to side. This might pop a few vertebrae in your upper back. Okay, as you inhale, open your arms again like a T, and then cross your arms the opposite way. So if your left was over the right, let the right be over the left. And same thing, just a little rock side to side with the upper body. Good, open the arms like a T with an inhale. Now place the soles of the feet on the mat. And then keeping your feet flat, just rock the knees side to side like a windshield wiper. Starting to warm up our lower back and our hips. Good. Now, the next time that you bring the knees up, let's bring the knees into our chest. So, right thigh and left thigh come into the body. Take your arms, wrap around the shins, give yourself a little hug. And you can sway the body again side to side. It's a nice little massage for the lower back. And you can take your hands here, place the palms on your kneecaps, and keeping the legs together, make the same circle direction, but little circles with your hips here. So you're using your hands on your kneecaps to stir circles with your knees. And again, that's going to be a nice little massage for the lower back. Switch directions with your circles. All right, good. So we started in savasana, our corpse pose, and so we're going to do a modification basically of the beginning of a yoga class. So we've centered on the yoga mat on our back, and now if we were seated, maybe we would transition to hands and knees. So we're going to do hands and knees on our back, pretending that the ceiling is our floor. So reach your arms towards the ceiling and push the palms straight on up like you were on your hands on the floor. All right, and then orient your legs so that it was just like hands and knees on the floor. All right, it should look like you're almost seated in a chair, right on your back on the ground. All right, so your thighs, they are vertical, and your shins are parallel to the floor. Good, the arms are reaching up towards the ceiling, and if it doesn't feel good for the wrists to have your palms facing up, go ahead and just turn the palms to face one another with the fingers reaching towards the sky. All right, if you tuck your tailbone here just slightly, you're gonna feel engagement in your core, that deep layer of the core, the transverse abdominis. So engage that. Okay, we're gonna do bird dog on our backs here, or called dead bug in the personal training world. So to do this exercise, we're gonna alternate left leg and right arm. So as you inhale, bring the right arm to your right ear as you straighten your left leg to the floor. And then as we exhale, return to the starting position. So we inhale, left arm to left ear, straighten the right leg. Exhale, bring yourself back to starting position. Good, so alternate sides, inhaling and exhaling. Try to keep your tailbone tucked here, that lower back nice and flat. this right here is a wonderful exercise for the core, challenging not only the transverse abdominis, but also our obliques, right? Since we're alternating arm and leg, we've got this diagonal sort of tension that's going across the front of our body. And then also too, you might start feeling this in your legs, right where your legs meet your hips. And so that muscle, or that muscle group, is called the iliopsoas group. And those are the muscles that help to lift your leg into a hip flexion. Good, do a couple more each side. Right arm, left leg, bring it back, starting. Left arm, right leg. One more time each side. We should start to feel nice and warm in our core. Good. After that last one, bring the knees back into the chest and rock gently side to side. All right, place the soles of the feet onto the mat again. All right, and then once your feet are on the mat, push your feet down, lift your hips just a little bit, and scoot your hips to the right. All right, now cross your right knee over your left. We're going to do a reclined twist here, taking our legs over to the left. So left hand onto your legs for support. Exhale, lower the knees to the left. All right, look to the right and extend your right arm. Nice little stretch here for our lower back. Might feel this in your right gluteus muscle as well. Good, come back up. So as you inhale, bring your legs back to starting, uncross your legs, recenter your hips. Let's do the other side. So pushing feet into the mat, lift your hips, scoot the hips about 2 inches to the left, cross your left knee over the right thigh, use your right hand and guide the knees down to the right. Go as far as feels comfortable for you, and then maybe looking to your left, extend the left arm out to the side. Good. Our reclined kingfish pose. This posture, when you have your legs crossed over, really focuses on the glute medius. You may even feel it in the lower back, maybe the quadratus lumborum, maybe some of those extensor muscles. Good. Slowly use your right hand, come right back on up, uncrossing the legs, bring both knees into the chest, and take your hands right behind the knees. So we're going to rock forwards and backwards and come up to balance in boat pose. So just a brief transition to boat pose. So hands behind the knees, come up and sit. Awesome. Again, just a little activation here in our core. You can take the arms away, right? Make it that traditional boat. Okay, so from boat, we're going to transition, if possible, rocking over hands and knees, stepping back to downward facing dog. Alternatively, you could rock right into Tadasana. So planting those feet and standing up. But we're going to go to down dog instead. All right, so from boat pose, Navasana, cross your ankles. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, rock over to a seat. See if you can press down and float those feet back into a down dog. Good, so hips are up nice and high. Pedal the feet left and right. Shake the hips side to side. All right, good. So we should feel a little bit limber. I mean, I know that we started on our back, but we can loosen up and limber up from Savasana, which is really nice. So from your down dog, start to pedal the feet left and right. Make your way to the top of the yoga mat. So we are going to come into that Tadasana. So in Tadasana, if we've got tightness in our hamstrings and our lower back, we really want to bend the knees. Grab your elbows, shake the head yes and no, shrug the shoulders. If you don't want to cross your arms, that's fine. Arms can just dangle to the floor.
I like to pedal my feet while I'm in forward fold. So pedal my legs, not my feet rather. Pedaling at the knees just allows us to get a little stretch in our hamstrings and calves before we come on up. If you crossed your arms, cross them the opposite way. Always balancing out a little bit our movements in the body. All right, good job everyone. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, bring those hands to the floor if they're not already. Lean back into your heels. Keep the knees bent. Slowly roll your spine up or walk the hands up the legs. So we're finally coming up to stand into mountain pose, Tadasana. All right, so mountain pose, we want to make sure that we feel grounded, right? What does this pose mean to us, Tadasana? What does it mean to be a mountain, right? Mountains are typically very tall, right? So we want to feel tall. Mountains are very immovable unless we've got a lot of dynamite or some sort of powerful tool to move that earth. So you feel strong, feel tall. Mountains tend to be majestic, right? If we've ever taken a road trip across the United States from the East Coast to the West Coast and you're driving through Kansas, it's so flat, and then finally in western Kansas you start to move into Colorado, you see the Rockies, just this regal sort of mast of white. So be regal like mountains are, tall and strong, regal. All right, we're going to warm up just doing our traditional sun salutations. We're only going to do one each and then move into a vinyasa flow. So our first one is sun salutation C, so our feet are hip-width distance apart. Spread the toes, remember ground through the soles of the feet, lifting up through the arches. A slight tuck of the tailbone, nice engagement in your core, right? Think about where your belly button is. Where your belly button is to your pubic bone, this area of your core stays engaged the whole time if possible. So the 6 inches or so from your navel to your pubic bone, keep that nice and tight. Good, so shoulders are rolled back. Let's move into our first movement with our breath. So as you inhale, sweep the arms either out to the sides or forwards and up, your choice. But inhale and reach up into our Utthita Hastasana. As you exhale, fold forward, touch the toes, Uttanasana. Left foot steps back as you inhale, nice long lunge. As you exhale, right foot back for downward facing dog. Inhale into plank, and as you exhale, lower to knees, chest, and chin. All right, we got low cobra here, so strong legs. Inhale, shoulders roll back, look forwards and up, big breath in. Exhale, tuck the toes, push through those hands, downward facing dog. Left foot steps forwards, inhale. Exhale, right foot to forward fold. Remember, feet are hip-width distance apart here. Inhale, stand up, sweep the arms out and up, big breath in, reaching up. Good, exhale, forward fold, touch the toes. Now this time, right foot steps back, inhale, long lunge. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Inhale into plank, and as you exhale, lower to knees, chest, and chin. Low cobra, zip the legs up. Inhale, shoulders are away from your ears, pushing your heart forward. Exhale to downward facing dog. Right foot steps forwards. Inhale, big breath in. Exhale, left foot to forward fold. And then stand up. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Place your palms together as you exhale. Hands to the center of the chest. Close your eyes. Remember, conscious breathing, so stay with your breath. Try to keep that lower part of your abdomen nice and firm from your belly button to your pubic bone. And if you're familiar with the yoga breath, the Ujjayi breath, try to incorporate that as much as you can into your practice, especially
through our flows, and when we hold the yoga poses, you'll find a lot of strength comes out of our Ujjayi pranayama. All right, step your feet together for sun salutation A. When you exhale, bring the arms alongside the body. Good, nice Tadasana. Big breath in and out. As you inhale, sweep the arms up. Big breath in. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale into forward fold. Come into half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and step back for plank. And then lower right into your Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to upward facing dog. Urdhva Mukha. Exhale back, Adho Mukha. Let's take 3 breaths here. So 3 long inhales and exhales. Good. After your last breath, on your exhale, you want to breathe that air out, push it out, and then step, hop, or jump the feet together at the top of the mat for forward fold. Inhale into your half lift. Exhale into forward fold. Good. Stand all the way up. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Big breath in. As you exhale, place the palms together. Bring the hands to the center of the chest. Close your eyes. Tadasana. Remember, check in with your breath. Make sure that you are consciously breathing. Re-engage that lower part of your core if you need to. Okay, now we're going to move into our last version of sun salutation B, Surya Namaskara B. All right, this one's a little bit more intense, so we prep the body. We're ready to go for it. First posture is going to be Tadasana. So go ahead and lower the arms alongside the body. Make sure that your legs are together because we're moving into Utkatasana, awkward chair. We need strong legs for this and strong core. So when you inhale, push those hips back, rotate the knees and upper thighs into each other. Stretch the arms forwards and up. Good, strong pose. As you exhale, straighten the legs, find forward fold, Uttanasana. Good, come up halfway as you breathe in. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, stepping back into your yoga push-up. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Warrior 1, right foot forwards. Inhale, come into your Virabhadrasana. Big breath in. Exhale, hands return to the mat. Step that right foot back for Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back, down dog. Left foot forward, Warrior 1. Inhale, come on up, big breath in. Exhale, go back into your Vinyasa. Hands to the floor, left foot goes back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Good, let's take 3 breaths here, just like we did before. Nice and slow, inhale. And exhale. Good, inhale. And exhale. Last breath in. Good, as you exhale, bend the knees and hop, step, or jump however you need to. Get to the top of the mat with your feet together. Inhale to your half lift. And exhale into your forward fold. Good, bend the knees and stand up, come into Utkatasana. Almost forgot that last one, Utkatasana, and then exhale, palms together and stand. Good, Tadasana. Close the eyes. Check in with your breath. Nice engagement of your lower core. All right, good. Take another big inhale. As you exhale, make your way back into Tadasana. So if you're already at the top of your mat, that's great. If you stepped away for water, whatever you need, make your way back to Tadasana. Our feet are going to be together for our first Vinyasa flow. So
So feet are together, arms are alongside the body, Tadasana. All right, we're gonna try some twists today. Right, so our flows are gonna incorporate twisting in some of the traditional yoga poses. We might call twisting, also we might call it, revolved. So you can have a twisted lunge, a revolved lunge. They're basically interchangeable in terms of that, the language there. All right, so we're gonna do awkward chair, Utkatasana, with that revolved expression. And what we'll do is we'll make our way one side, twists on one side, and then another flow with twist to the other side, okay? All right, so from our Tadasana, take a big inhale and exhale. As you inhale, find Utkatasana, awkward chair. So push those hips back, rotate the thighs in, reach the arms up to the ears. To revolve the pose, place the palms together, and let's turn to our left. So palms together, right elbow hooks on top of your left knee. Good, we're gonna try to press into the palms, making your forearms straight, trying to get the thumb to touch your sternum. Good, if you look down, make sure that the knees don't shift here. Keep the knees in line with one another. Good, nice strong twist here. One more inhale and exhale. Come into Utkatasana as you inhale, so just revolving out of the pose. Forward fold as you exhale. Good, inhale into Ardha Uttanasana, and let's do a vinyasa. So we're going to put those hands down just like our sun salutation B. Yoga push-up, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale to up dog, exhale back to down dog. Good, take your left leg in the air, big inhale, and step forward for low lunge. So exhale, left foot to left thumb, lower to your right knee. Inhale into low crescent lunge. So we're just gonna come up into the pose, and then we're gonna revolve it. So inhale, arms reach up. As you exhale, palms together, twisting to our left. So just like our awkward chair Utkatasana, right elbow onto the knee, press away, and look over that left shoulder. Good, inhale. And exhale. Couple more breaths in. And out. Good, last inhale and exhale. Make your way out of the pose as you inhale. So that means we go back to the first pose, right? Not the revolved pose. So low lunge, inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, step forwards for forward fold. Okay, you'll see why, because we're going to do our forward fold here. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Now, awkward chair again. Inhale, Utkatasana. Now, revolve it to your right. So as you exhale, palms together, left elbow to right knee. Hook, look over the shoulder, and see if you can sit a little lower. And just be mindful that left knee is going to creep forward. So pull those hips back, keep the knees in line with one another. Breathe. Awesome. Make your way out of the pose to our beginning pose, Utkatasana. Inhale, awkward chair. Exhale, straighten the legs, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway up, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step back, Chaturanga Dandasana. So that's the yoga push-up. Remember, variations are knees, chest, and chin, low cobra, or skipping it entirely. All right, when we make our way into downward facing dog, let's take our right leg up. Inhale, right leg up into the air. Exhale, step forward. Low crescent lunge, so back knee lowers down. Inhale. Arms reach up. Good. Twist now to your right, palms together. Turn to the right, so our left elbow is on top of the knee. Press away, keep our chest off of the thigh. Looking over our right shoulder. Good, nice strong pose here. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more breaths in. And out. Last inhale and exhale. We're going to make our way into that first pose. So low crescent lunge, just inhale, bring both arms up. It's going to challenge your right quad here if you don't touch the floor. Now as you exhale, hands back to the top of the mat and step forward for forward fold. Okay, both of your feet are together here. Good, inhale, come up halfway. And exhale, fall forward. Good, bend the knees and find awkward chair. Utkatasana, inhale. And then just stand, exhale like we finished a sun salutation. So palms together, Tadasana, close the eyes. All right, just check in. How does your body feel? Right, you're still present and aware of your breath, controlling the inhale and exhale. Still got your lower abdomen slightly engaged. All right, cool. Now, the next flow that we're going to do is going to incorporate revolved side angle pose and revolved triangle pose. All right. So we're going to also incorporate the awkward chair, revolved awkward chair, because we're creating some strength, some power here. All right, so from Tadasana, arms are alongside the body, looking forwards, big inhale and exhale. Inhale into Utkatasana. Let's twist to our left again. So exhale, palms together, right elbow onto the knee. Look over that left shoulder. Now some options here, right? So let's imagine that we've gotten deeper into our practice. We can open the arms like a T. So right fingers down to a block or the floor, left arm up to the ceiling, or even wrap the left arm behind the back. Another option is for those that want to incorporate arm balances here, right? So you can do an arm balance by coming off of the heels onto a little perch, squatting down, placing our hands to the outside of the yoga mat, and coming into our side crow. All right, whatever you'd like to do, make your way back into your Utkatasana. Exhale, straighten the legs, forward fold. Inhale, come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, and then exhale for our Vinyasa. So hands down, feet back, plank, yoga push-up. Inhale, up dog, exhale back, down dog. Okay, left leg, inhale, lift the left leg high, exhale, step forwards. We're moving into side angle pose, so I want you to turn your right foot to the long side of the mat here. If you would like to, a couple options, you can go right into side angle pose by keeping your left hand down and just cartwheeling that right arm over the ear, or coming up to warrior two first and then into side angle pose. All right, so no matter however you want to get there, side angle pose is basically hand on the floor, on the inside or outside of the foot, or elbow on the knee. Your right arm is going to reach over the ear as we rotate our body open towards the sky. All right, we're starting here, and then we're going to make it revolved side angle pose. All right, so to make it revolved side angle pose, we're going to exhale and bring our right hand down to the floor. I'm going to show you a more accessible version. So right hand comes to the floor, and that's going to be on that right side of the mat. And all we're doing is lifting our left arm in front of us towards the top of the mat and rotating open to that left side. Now an alternative version of our side angle pose revolved is coming back into our warrior two and cartwheeling the right hand over the left leg, bringing the right hand to the floor on the outside of our left foot. Really want to pull our lower belly in, and same thing, lift that left arm over the ear. Good. Breathe, no matter wherever you are, breathe. Inhale and exhale. All right, let's get out of the pose. So as you exhale, bring our left hand down to the floor. Cartwheel that right hand back up. Find warrior two, but straighten your left leg.
making it triangle pose. So we're going to exhale, shift the hips back, left hand to a block on either side of the foot or shin, left hand either onto the shin, right arm's going to reach up to the sky. Good, breathe, nice and slow, inhale and exhale. So remember, we're taking this pose and we're going to revolve it. All poses are getting revolved today. So when you exhale, right hand now, again, can come down to the right side of the mat. Ideally, we're going to bring that right hand across our left foot. So you can put it on a block, what needs you, but then sweep that left arm out to the side now. Good, breathe. All right, take one more inhale, everybody. As you exhale, let's bring our left hand down and step to the top of the mat. All right, forward fold. Both of our feet are together. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, find your forward fold. And now awkward chair again, Utkatasana. Inhale, awkward chair. Now twist to your right. We've got to do this all again, twisting the other way. So left elbow onto the knee, palms together, look over the right shoulder. If you would like to open the arms, try to open the arms. If you want to try that hand balance, hands. No matter which version you've chosen, make your way back to awkward chair. Inhale, Utkatasana, and now Vinyasa. Straighten the legs, exhale, plant the hands, step back. Yoga push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, back, down dog. All right, side angle pose, right leg. Inhale, right leg up nice and high. Exhale, step forwards. Turn that left foot open. Again, however you want to get into side angle pose, maybe coming right into it, or maybe starting in Warrior Two. But we really want to get these hips open here. So our lateral lunges, poses that have this lateral position, really are opening the hips. So make sure that no matter which version of the pose that you've chosen, these thighs are opening up. Okay, we're revolving the pose now. So take an inhale. As you exhale, bring that left hand either to the floor or a block, or bring the left arm across the right leg and reach that right arm forwards and up. All right, we're going to get out of the pose. So as you exhale, bring that right hand to the floor. Inhale, cartwheel the hands up for Warrior Two, but we're going to straighten that right leg for triangle pose. So as we exhale, shift the hips back. Right hand comes to a block, the shin, the foot, or floor. Left arm's right up to the sky. Remember, triangle pose, we want both sides of our torso to feel an even length here. So when we tilt our hips kind of to the side like this, our right side of the body is going to kind of cave in a little bit, if that makes sense. So as soon as we start leaning over. So try to keep this right side as long as the left. Okay, remember, we're revolving our poses. So as you exhale, bring our left hand down, either to the mat, a block, or left hand across to the right foot or floor, and reach the right arm out to the side now. Keep breathing, you got it. Okay, so we're going to transition from our revolved triangle pose
into plank. So as you exhale, bring that right hand down, bend the right knee. We're going to step that right foot back and find our plank. But our plank, we're going to do side plank, Vastisthasana. So I want you to lower to your right elbow, turn your feet to the left. So we're facing the left side of our mat, and inhale, lift your left arm up. So this whole right side of our body, nice and strong. Feet can be stacked or staggered, and also you can lower to your right knee if you need that additional support. All right, we're going to switch to our left side. So when you're ready, lower to your left elbow, turn your feet to the right, and reach the right arm up. Also, if you want to make the pose a little harder, right, we can lift that right leg off of the floor as well. All right, take one more big inhale as we exhale. Let's make our way onto our bellies. So bring that right hand down, lower to your knees, coming on down. Okay, cross your forearms and just rest your forehead on your forearms. So we're looking down at the mat, laying on our bellies. Okay, we're going to do a brief bow pose, Dhanurasana. So this pose requires us to reach down and grab our ankles. So let's do one side at a time. All right, so keeping your left forearm on the ground, you can let your forehead still stay on your left forearm. But all we're going to do is bend our right knee and reach with our right hand behind the back and grab the top of our foot here. You can also hold the ankle, whatever you prefer. All right, keep your left leg nice and strong. Take an inhale as you roll your shoulder back and look forwards. And then as you exhale, just kick that right foot into the hand, extending the leg a little bit. So you're coming into a very gentle back bend on one side. Half bow. Good. One more inhale as you exhale, lower down, switch sides. So we're going to put our forehead on our right forearm. We're going to reach that left hand behind, grab the top of the foot. Take an inhale, roll our shoulder back, look forwards, and as we exhale, kicking foot into hand, coming up. All right, now we'll do both sides. So as you exhale, slowly coming down, you can still hold on to this left side. We don't have to let it go. We're just going to put our forehead on the mat. Okay, reaching our right hand behind, find the top of the foot or the ankle. Make sure that your knees are close together. The knees tend to flail out to the side, so keep your knees close. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, look forwards, and as you exhale, kicking feet or ankles into the hands, let's lift. Good, 2 more breaths in. And out, last inhale as you exhale, very gently lower. Good, we can just take one breath or a couple breaths if you need to pause here. So crossing our forearms, forehead resting on the hands or wrists. And then we'll transition to child's pose and then to a seated position. So from our belly, take our hands underneath our shoulders, push the hips back to the heels. Knees are apart, big toes are together, reaching forward for child's pose. And maybe take a breath or so here. We're transitioning onto our seat. So come back up onto all fours. Have a seat onto your left hip and swing both legs out in front of you. All right, we're going to move right into our Upavista Konasana, wide leg seated forward fold. So make sure that those legs are wide. Hands are behind the hips. You're scooting your hips forwards. Now, a couple options. If you have a hard time sitting up here and your shoulders are behind your hips, just keep your hands behind you. Just walk your hands as close as you can, keeping those legs straight and sitting up tall. Now, if it's easy for you to sit upright and your shoulders are in front of your hips, then maybe take your hands to the floor and walk them forward, getting deeper into the pose. Alternatives are reaching out to your ankles or shins or reaching out to the big toes.
Good. So just coming down into our Upavista Konasana, wide leg, seated forward fold. Breathe. Inhale and exhale. Okay, we're going to transition out of this pose into Konasana, or bound angle pose, which is our Baddha Konasana. Right, Kona being angle, so Baddha is bound angle pose. So as you inhale, slowly come back on up. Use your hands right underneath the knees as you lean back. This will bring the heels into the hips. Take your hands to the feet. Good. Interlace your fingers, grab the outer edges of the feet, and as we sit up nice and tall, try to use the power, the muscles of the hips here to get the knees down towards the floor. You see how I'm doing that? I'm not using my elbows at all. I'm just pushing my knees down, using that hip power. So try your best. Get those knees down. Big inhale, sit up tall, keep those knees down. Now we'll exhale and lean forward, placing the elbows to our adductors, the inner thigh muscles. Now what's really fun about our bound angle pose is that we can, in a very playful way, transition into a shoulder stand. And let's go ahead and kind of play around with that. So what we're going to do is take our peace fingers here, so your index finger and middle finger, and you're going to hook your big toes. All right, so really hook those big toes and latch your fingers with your thumbs. Now as you inhale and sit up, we're going to lean back, almost like boat pose, so that we're on our hips and the feet are off of the ground. Now, if it's possible from here, take your legs and open them. So basically a big V for our boat pose. What we're going to do is roll onto our shoulders from here. So watch me first. So basically we're going to slowly go back, let those hips come up. Oh, I got a little ball behind me. Let those hips come up and see if we can touch our toes to the floor behind us. So what that looks like from behind. Balancing on the hips in our angle pose, legs out to the sides, coming onto our shoulders. So we've transitioned to shoulder stand. All right, so use your hands on the backs of the hips, walk your hands higher up the back, get our legs vertically oriented. You're pushing your elbows into the mat, shoulders into the mat, and back of the head into the mat. Should feel good for the neck. If you've got any problems in your neck, avoid this pose. All right, we're going to transition from shoulder stand into fish pose. So very gently bring the knees into the forehead. Allow yourself to roll onto your hips nice and slow. Come up to sit, and we'll just do a gentle fish here. We're going to lower onto our elbows, making sure that our thumbs are right by our hips or lower back. We're going to push into the mat, lifting our chest up, and as we exhale, let the head dangle back behind us. So really flare your tailbone back or push your belly button in towards the ceiling. Arc that lower back here. And so again, what that looks like from the front is that we've rocked on up to sit. The legs are out in front of us. Legs are together. Hands are right behind the hips. We've reclined onto our elbows. We inhale to puff and lift the chest. And we're exhale and look back behind us. Good. Take another big inhale. And exhale. As you inhale, just neutralize your neck. Just bring the chin close to the chest. And then slowly undo your elbows, lay onto your back. So once we make our way onto the floor here, onto our back, we're going to do those reclined twists again, but we're going to do them in a different way. So we should be back to our Shavasana, just like we started the class.
Got a couple more poses and then we'll finish with our final Shavasana. So on your back, bring your right knee into the chest and give the right leg a hug. Use your left hand to hold the knee. Right arm reaches out to the side and we're just doing a gentle twist here. So as you exhale, bring that right leg across to the left, looking maybe to that right side. Other options here are reaching down with your left hand, grabbing the top of the foot and straightening that right leg out to the side. That's one option. If you don't have the ability to grab your toe or foot, you can also use a strap here around the bottom of that right foot. Okay, slowly come back on up. So bend that right knee, bring it into the chest. Lower the right leg to the floor. Switch sides, so bring your left knee in, give it a hug. Right, if you have that flexibility to straighten the left leg, maybe now is the time. You hook the right fingers around that big left toe or right hand across to the top of the foot. We can straighten the leg and come down. Or we can use our right hand on the knee to support the leg as we come down. But be kind of firm with your lower body here. I know we're reclined in the poses, but try to engage the legs a little bit. Breathe slow. Good. We're going to slowly come back on up. When you're ready, use an inhale to bring the left leg up. All right, and now our last pose is our Upanasana, the downward wind pose or downward energy pose. So we're going to bring the knees into the chest and hold the knees into the chest here. You can wrap the arms around the shins and hug it in, or you can just use your hands on each knee respectively or shin and hug it in. It really depends on how you feel in your hips. And from this pose, you can transition into reclined angle pose, Supta Baddha Konasana, or you can move into happy baby pose, Ananda Balasana. Happy baby pose is holding the outside edges of the feet, just pulling those knees towards the shoulders. Should be a vertical orientation here with our shins, the tibia and fibia. You can do one leg at a time, which is kind of nice. All right, no matter which pose you've chosen for yourself, make your way back onto your back for Savasana, the corpse pose. So lower the feet to the floor, maybe rock the hips side to side as you straighten your legs. Roll your shoulder blades together with the palms facing up towards the sky. And just like we started the class, right, we are turning our attention inwards. We want to be present and aware of the just different sensations that we feel on the body. Noticing that each moment, each sensation transitions into a new moment that may have different sensations to it, right? So there's a constant ebb and flow of what we're experiencing. And then a little different than the beginning of our class is that we are observant of the breath, but we're not controlling the breath. Right? Notice that natural inhale and exhale. And then see if we can take our inner awareness, our awareness of this breath, and try to follow it to the deepest place possible. Right? What is the mechanism of life, that spark of life, that spark of energy that allows the breath to be here? Right? What is this mysterious quality that enlivens us, that provides the awareness of our own self? That's what we want to start figuring out. All right, so let's take the next 5 minutes to enjoy this Savasana.
If your mind wanders away, you start to feel that you're in a fantasy world of thoughts, that's okay. It's totally normal for that to happen. So double up your efforts and turn your attention back to your breath. If you've noticed that wandering, turn your attention back to something in the present moment that can help ground you. And then turn your attention back again to that inner essence of your true being. There's a mantra or affirmation rather that my meditation teacher suggested, and it was the radiant purity of my true essence of being continuously illumines my mind and consciousness. So perhaps think of that, right? The radiant purity of my true essence of being continuously illumines my mind and consciousness. So try to break that down. What does all of that mean? The radiant purity of my true essence of being continuously enlivens my mind and consciousness. All right, let's go ahead and bring our attention back into the body. So feel your body and know that your body is also enlivened by the radiant purity of your true essence of being, right? That breath is an expression of our life force energy. And that life force energy is present in every part of our body. So feel it in your fingers and your toes as you enliven those toes and those fingers. Feel it in your arms and your legs as you move the arms and the legs, in your head and your neck. Maybe choosing to bring a breath in. Remember, you're choosing to participate with life. So feel that cooperation as you breathe in. Feel that presence of divinity within you, right? Of your radiant essence. Start to move your fingers and your toes, your hands, your feet, arms, and legs. And then whenever you're ready, bring the knees into the chest and give yourself a nice, lovely hug. And once you feel fully enlivened in your body, you can roll to the right side and rock yourself up into a seat. And once you've made your way into a seat, right, we'll finish with just a nice conscious inhale and exhale together. So feel comfortable. Close the eyes perhaps. Re-engage with the awareness of your breath, either controlling your breath or just watching it. But feel, right, that radiant purity of your true essence of being is present with that breath. It's enlivening your body, it's illuminating your mind, your consciousness, your awareness. Never for any moment are we separated from our essence of being, from the
radiant purity of our true essence. It's constantly with us. So feel that in each breath that comes in, each breath that goes out, feel it within each sensation of the body. All right, let's finish together with a nice big inhale and exhale like we've normally done before. So just consciously choose an inhale. Go ahead and let your breath out, just exhale, and then we'll sigh together. So finish exhaling everything out. Now take the biggest inhale that you can, big breath in. Open your mouth, bow the chin, sigh, audibly go, ah. Let the shoulders relax, chin to chest. Good, shrug the shoulders, rock the head side to side, slowly open your eyes and feel enlivened.